Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Talk, which is actually on Tuesday this week instead of Thursday, so things are somewhat back to normal. Today I'm going to talk about some of my goals for this year. We're still early enough to talk about goals for myself and for the channel. I'm going to tell you what happened when I took the 72-hour Sardine challenge that I saw on Dr. Boz's channel this week. And that should probably be a good Tuesday talk. So let's get into it. Let's talk goals. Okay, so goals for myself and this channel. So I went back to last year and was just checking all my monthly charts. So it appears that last year I lost from January 1st to December 31st, even though nothing happened in November and December. I did lose about 27 pounds from beginning of the year to the end of the year. So, roughly on average 2 pounds a month or more. So I think I was kind of feeling down when I didn't have any weight loss for the 90-day high-fat carnivore that I did. And I'll post that video below because I still have people asking me what happened on the 90-day high-fat carnivore. I'm going to post it below. I go over everything. So I was feeling a bit down because of that. Not down, but I kind of felt like, I'm not making progress. But actually in 2022, I did make progress. It gets harder as you get closer to your goal. And so I just need to, and this is why I'm tweaking so much. I get that question a lot too. Like, why don't you just eat meat to satiety? And doesn't work for me.
Sorry.
This year, I'm going to up it a bit. I really would like to lose 40 pounds this year. That is going to take me close enough to goal. I mean, maybe that'll be it for me. Maybe not. I mean, ideally, 50 pounds would bring me to where I probably should be. But I'd be thrilled. I'd be thrilled with 27 again, to be honest. But I'm going to set a goal for 40 pounds this year. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I turned 65 this year. For those of you that don't know, I have lost over 130 pounds. I stopped weighing at some point, so exactly what it is, I don't know, but I was over 320 pounds, like I was in that range. I feel, and I have a lifetime history of obesity, like ever since I was a toddler, basically. The pictures of myself, I was a little chubkins, and that just carried on until I was in my 50s and discovered keto and then carnivore. So that's kind of a very quick snapshot of my story, and I am planning to do a longer video of my story. So there you go. That's my history. So my goal is 40 pounds this year in 2023. Now, what about my channel? Well, somebody asked me that question last week. Actually, it was Everyday Carnivore. He interviewed me, and that interview I think is going to be up by the time you see this video, so I'll do a community post and post a link to that. He asked me what my goal was for my channel, and I was like, I hadn't really thought of it. And so that caused me to think about it. And so a couple of things. I reached 50,000 subscribers this week. I'm still I just can't quite wrap my head around that number. I don't know how it happened. It just happened. I never imagined it. I kind of thought, the pinnacle would be 10,000 subscribers. I mean, when I first started, I thought, maybe I'll get 1,000. and then I had set a goal for 10,000. And here we are at 50,000. I still don't have the words for it, but I want to thank you all out there for supporting my channel. And on that note, I have some people to thank. You're going to see a list of people. These are the first people to join my membership. And I haven't quite worked out what I'm going to be doing as far as membership goes, but I'm imagining, Q&A sessions and live streams and things like that. I need to learn how to do those, and just little tidbits of things, and certainly comment priority, is on board for those people, because some of my videos get hundreds of comments, and I can't I can't answer them all and still produce content. So it is what it is, but I do go through and scan them all and try to heart and like and all that other stuff. I just can't stop and explain everything for everybody, and that it hurts me inside, but it's just become that way. So So I want to thank those people that you see on the screen. Couple of shout outs. Little Willow 1, you were my very first subscriber. I appreciate it so much. You've given me a lot of support, both on YouTube and off. And I want to do a shout out to Becky. Becky is the person who pushed me the most to start a membership program. And other people have mentioned it. Oh, you should have a Patreon, you should have a membership. But she kept bringing it up, and she said, you don't have to do anything special. It's a good way for people to support you monthly. And so thank you so much for pushing me to do it, because who knows how long it would have taken me. And I sort of feel like it's going to be a good road to other things. And just wanted to say thank you. And all of you people that are on this list, I didn't put everybody's full last name because I kind of felt uncomfortable with that and I don't know how they felt about that either. So I've just put the last names or the initials of the last name. But I wanted you to know, you guys are my first members. Thank you so much. I appreciate it immensely. So I think one thing that comes to my mind when thinking about my goals, as I mentioned earlier when I gave the little short history, I started keto. I actually started with low carb, then went to keto, and around that time is when I started my website, which is called ketogenicwoman.com. Now I'm I would identify myself as carnivore, even though some people don't agree because I have the odd spice and lemon and coffee and things like that. Well,
just deal with it. Talk to your therapist or something.
It doesn't bother me, but I do feel like I'm a carnivore because over 95% of my diet is meat. So there you have it. And so I do get the odd question as, you're called Ketogenic Woman, but you just eat meat, and your logo has an avocado in it and things like that. And I'm thinking of changing my logo. I may or may not. I still try to be in ketosis, as you have seen from my charts, which I am going to bring up this week's chart. So the name still fits. And yes, things have changed. I have evolved over 10 years. If you think of a inverted pyramid, when I first started, I ate anything and everything as long as it fit in my macros. And as those years went by, that pyramid got smaller and smaller. I mean, back 10 years ago at the top of the pyramid, I didn't know about seed oils. I didn't know about so many things, but I learned. And, my goal has become helping the average person see carnivore or ketovore as something they can do. When I first was looking into keto, it was all men, all bodybuilders, and that is actually what prompted me to start my channel back then. And I think that was in 2012, 2013. I think it was before Instagram, predates Instagram. And so there wasn't all the information out there that there is now. And when it was a little discouraging to see that, because I felt like, well, maybe it's not for me. It seems to be, for a certain group of people. And I think what happens now is that there's a lot of people in my age group, their doctors have said, hey, you are type 2 diabetes, or you're insulin resistant, or whatever they've said. You need to cut your carbs and lose some weight. I mean, I'm sure most doctors are not huge fans of carnivore, but they are seeing the benefits of low carb. And I hear a lot of people, yeah, my doctor told me to go low carb. Or my doctor, I've actually had a couple of doctors who somehow know about me and recommended my group or my website to them. I mean, they leave me comments that tell me that, or they send me emails. And so, doctors do at least recognize that processed carbs are not helpful for people who are type 2 diabetic. And I get a lot of those people, and especially women, a lot of women. And these women are my age or older. I have people that are in their 70s and 80s. I'm going to be 65 soon. And they typically are, still, they still have a husband at home who is probably not keto or ever going to be carnivore. And they are, feeding that person. And when they see the videos, that you have to eat raw meat and you can only eat meat and you have to eat these large amounts of meat, that's got to be discouraging. I mean, I know how I feel, or how I felt back when I first started. It was like, can I really do this? So now I get people saying, thank you for making it look possible. and yeah, I do some recipes that replicate foods. Again, use those recipes or don't use them. But there are people that need them. And even if it is just a doorway or a bridge or a gateway, whatever you want to call it, into, from dirty low carb into a cleaner lifestyle that is mostly animal based, clean. It takes a while to get to that point somewhere. And if you're one of those people that are sitting there going, oh, I want to start carnivore, but I can't imagine my life without whatever it is. I hope you check out some of my recipes, because I've tried to incorporate the whatever it is into my channel. And I have a lot of people that thank me for doing that. And so that is the reason why I do that. It's like trying to make it more accessible to average people like me. And so I hope I get some forgiveness from the real purists out there, and some understanding. Maybe not, but nothing I can do. So that's those are my goals, personal channel. As far as the channel, I'm going to continue to build the membership, and I'll put the link down below for that. I'm going to, continue to bring accessible ketovore and carnivore to people out there who clearly want it. So, let's move on now. I've said my piece there. So this week was interesting. I'm going to put my chart up, I have it here. You will see it up there. You can see the first week, there's a bunch of zeros, the first week of February. Part of that was because I went away for a few days and I just made a decision, wasn't going to track. I was just going to, do the best I could. And also I was feeling, a little meh from not having any weight loss for the last 3 months. I am back, baby. So look at this. So I got back on the 7th to where I live here, and from my trip. And on February 9th, the morning of, February 8th, I took my blood glucose and ketones for the first time in a week, and sure enough, I knew I'd be out of ketosis. It doesn't take much for me to be out of ketosis. So sure enough, GKI of 15, Dr. Boz ratio 270, 0.3 ketones. That's okay. I kind of knew that would happen. Now, around that time, I watched a video. Dr. Boz did a video, and I know a lot of people that watch me say, "Oh, don't listen to Dr. Boz, listen to this person, that." I listen to them all, and I take bits and pieces. I was inspired by her Sardine video. I had seen the previous one a couple of months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. She did one, and at that time I was thinking, I'm gonna try that 3 days sardine because I happen to like sardines, and I thought, I'm gonna try that. I just never did. So when I saw that, I thought, okay, this week gonna try it, and I put it out there in my Facebook group, and I had a bunch of people join in with me, and boy was that ever helpful. So here's what a typical day looked like. You'll see that up there. It's a whole lot of sardines. I found over the course of the 3 days, 4 cans in the day was my sweet spot. I didn't want any more. I was not hungry for any more. I maybe could have even gotten away with 3, but I kind of am also wanting to keep my protein up at a reasonable level. So back to my chart, you can see what happened here. So February 9th was day 1, and immediately I had a little bump in ketones, and my GKI and Dr. Boz ratio went down to approximately half of what it was the day before. Same thing happened the next day. Same thing happened on the next day. Not quite half, but it really went down a lot. And then this morning, February 12th, is the day I'm filming this. I have a 2.28 GKI and Dr. Boz ratio of 41. And it's right in the therapeutic ketosis level where you want to be to prime your body to, hopefully lose some fat. So, I'm going to be making a brisket for dinner tonight. I'm yearning for some beef, and so I will definitely try this sardine 72-hour sardine challenge again. And I think this time, the next time I do it, which could be in a week or so, I'm going to do a complete video on it with some ins and outs and some tricks I've learned to make the sardines taste more palatable to some of you, because someone in my group made a couple of suggestions, and boy, were they good. And I will share all in a video coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. I'm kind of excited about that. So if you are wanting to learn more, watch for that. And today I'm back to trying to achieve macros of 75% fat and 25% protein. And that's kind of my goal this month. And I was inspired in that from a video I saw with Judy Cho. She did an excellent video on how to on what she felt are good macros and good amounts of protein for people to follow. So I'm very inspired by that video, and I will link that below. And that is what is behind my tweaks that I have made for February. The other video, I just saw it yesterday, was Dr. Sivis, and he talked about protein and spreading your protein out, you know, a little bit more during the day, which for me seems to work better to keep my blood glucose where it is, and so I'm going to share that video below, and I'll share Dr. Boz's video below so you can see this sardine video that she did. So 3 video links you'll see down below. And I think that's about all I have to say today. So let's call it a wrap. And I'm going to see you guys soon, hopefully in my next video. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks. Bye-bye.